Your radio is currently tuned in to Nova Southeastern University's RadioX, broadcasting on 88.5 FM WKPX Sunrise. Welcome to another episode of In the Know. I am your host, Whitney Hebbert. Each and every week, you can count on me to bring you the most up-to-date information in your community and right here at Nova Southeastern University. On the phone with me today, I have Willem Dafoe, one of the stars of Disney's newest film, John Carter, which hit theaters just last Friday. I had the pleasure of catching up with Mr. Dafoe just hours before the film hit theaters. From costumes to filming and cast dynamics, we had a chance to talk about it all. I even got the scoop on all things Thark. There's a lot more in store, so don't touch that dial. It's now time for you to get in the know. Now, we're just hours away from the release of Disney's newest film, John Carter, in which you play the role of Tarkus. I had the privilege of going to an advanced screening, but for those who might be unfamiliar with the character, just go ahead and tell them about Tars and his role in the film.
Okay, Tarkus is a warrior king. He's the head of a race called the Tharks that are an indigenous green Martian people. They're very warlike. It's a society that's in decline. They kind of go from, they're nomadic, they go place to place, basically scavenging.
Okay.
And they come across John Carter when he arrives in Mars.
Right. Okay, now, your character Tars, in my opinion, is very complex. He carries the weight of an entire struggling civilization on his shoulders, and he's a warrior, but he also is very understanding and compassionate. Now, as an actor, how did you channel all of those emotions at once?
Well, I think what you described is right. I don't think so much about emotions. I really think about the scenes and just expressing his intentions. So when you look at a scene, you see what has to be accomplished in the scene, and you apply yourself to try to get what the character wants.
Right.
So I don't think so much about who he is. I think about what he does. And out of the doing is revealed his character, just like us, in fact. Right?
Yes. Now, the cast and crew of this film is composed of some amazing people. It's directed by Andrew Stanton, who was behind several of Disney's big hits over the past 2 decades. What was it like working with such all-stars?
Well, the truth is, I had worked with Andrew Stanton doing a voice on Finding Nemo, and I really liked him. The way that Pixar works, they really work in a very kind of experimental way, and they really balance art and commerce, rigor and play. So to see him work, see how good he was with story, to see how well he worked with the actors, to see he was a really great filmmaker. When I heard he was doing this movie, I went and had a meeting with him. I don't think he was necessarily thinking of me. He showed me some of the designs and told me about the story, and then when I read the script, I asked him to play Tars, and he said okay.
Wow. Now, as I was watching the film, I quickly learned that the Thark civilization has their own language. Now, what is it exactly that they speak? Is there a name for it?
Thark. Thark
Okay.
Speak Thark.
Simple enough.
And the way it was, it's kind of cool because they got a linguist to take the little fragments of language that are in the John Carter books written by Edgar Rice Burroughs, and this linguist made a language out of that, and then translated the script. So in part of the movie, we speak Thark, which, of course, this linguist taught us. And it was important, not only to find the voice of the character, but also It's like when you learn anything, it gives you a kind of new perspective, and you take the energy of that learning, that new way of seeing, and you really apply it to the character. It gives you energy, to transform yourself toward the character. And so it's a huge tool besides being kind of a fun story device.
Cool. Now, your character Tars is an extraterrestrial, a Martian.
Yep.
And I understand that you did more than just voice work. What did it entail, like exactly you're doing? How was your character filmed?
It's a motion capture performance. So basically, we're filming it like you do any other film.
Okay.
that's what's nice, because the live characters are totally integrated with the computer characters.
Right.
But the computer animates to a performance, so we actually shoot it. So it's like you have a film. You have the whole story there. I play all the scenes. Taylor gets to play the scenes with me. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. We're doing it all together, just like you would a conventional film. Then they basically erase me and then put the information on another form.
Okay.
And that information is what they filmed. And also, I'm wearing a kind of outfit that they can make references to.
Right.
So, and on my head, I've got a camera that is recording my facial expression.
Okay.
On my face, there are dots, a grid of dots that correspond to grids on the character's face. So when I smile, they see the movement of those dots, and then they can transfer them to the character's face. Also, all the gestures, they have references for that, so they can animate exactly how I did it. So that, and then also I'm wearing stilts to give me the 9 feet height.
Wow.
So there's many things, many technical, there's lots of equipment. But I'm playing those scenes, they're taking the information, and then they're animating to the performance I did. So it's not just the voice work. In fact, on and off, I shot on this movie for 6 months because the technology is very complicated.
Right.
And you have to shoot in a very exact way. It's a big work. So you can understand I'm not a total egomaniac to bristle when someone just thinks that I did a voice for it.
Right. Now, you mentioned earlier that the film is based on Edgar Rice Burroughs' novel. Did that add any pressures being, part of a film that's based on a novel?
It always, it's a series of books that has been followed by some, by generations of readers. It's a seminal work. Andrew Stanton is one of those huge fans. That's why he wanted to make this movie. He wanted to make this movie. He wanted to see this movie even before he was a filmmaker. That's how deeply and he loved this material and how he thought it was really aching to be a movie. So it was a real passion project for him. So I trusted his passion. He's a great filmmaker, and his loyalty to the source material was very strong. So after I read the script, I read the books, and I think what he did with the story and any little adjustments he made were really helped to tell the story to fit it to the medium of film.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time. Any final words?
Okay. No, just go see John Carter. I think it's quite a special film. It's got content. It's also thrilling to see. It's a real movie in the respect that this isn't something that you can see as well on TV. So the way to see it is go out this weekend and see it.
Okay, well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
All right, pleasure. Bye-bye.
I would like to thank both Maroc Entertainment and Willem Dafoe for making this interview possible. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of In the Know. Before I hand you over to your regularly scheduled programming, we're going to take a short break, but keep it locked right here on Nova Southeastern University's RadioX on 88.5 FM.